Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World. We are live right now. I'm not sure why that says Tuesday Eve instead of Wednesday. So let's just, how about fix that right now? That's the one we want to see. That one right there. So it is indeed Wednesday, the 27th of January, 2021. And tonight we're going to talk about seeking and why it's necessary to stop seeking. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I was hoping to do that video yesterday. I had an extra copy of the display I had made around the advertisement for it. And yeah, something got mixed up in there. So anyways, so 1 week to go, and teeth. I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have Chinese food that night. I've been avoiding my Chinese food craving for like 2 months now, so I am looking forward to it. What are we going to talk about tonight? Well, first of all, as always, let me express my love for each and every one of you. You know, each of you is a unique aspect of creation. Each of you is a one of a kind, never to be seen again and never seen before. Right? In all of eternity, there's only going to be one of you in this current manifestation of egoic consciousness. What do you choose to do with that? And it doesn't matter what you choose to do with it, that's the beauty of it. You are deeply, truly loved on every level of being. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, we're going to talk about a big problem, not a problem, a big puzzle. And that puzzle is seeking outside of oneself. Now, we start to seek, and I'm not saying that seeking is necessarily bad because, you know, we begin to seek because we're driven out of a state of homeostasis. We're driven out of our comfort zone. Something happens to us. We have an experience or an event that occurs in our life, and all of a sudden we are brought to the point where we begin to look for something more. And it's very common for this to also occur just as a general part of the way we choose to live life. When we seek out objects, we seek out possessions, we seek out partners, we seek out what we perceive as love. And we do all this for a variety of reasons. But all of those reasons can be boiled down into two categories. One is our perceived needs, and the other is our perceived wants. So let's dispose of the perceived needs first, because this is a difficult one for a lot of people to accept. Those needs are really limited to food, clothing, and shelter. And depending on the climate in which you live, a lot of times you can basically drop clothing and shelter most of the time. But in all honesty, food, clothing, and shelter, those are your basic needs. Everything else on top of that really falls into the category of want. Now, you can say, well, I need companionship. And I would say to you that in truth, you do not. You perceive you need companionship. And we're going to get into why this is important, okay? So, We seek outside of ourselves to fulfill those basic needs and then to fulfill our perceived wants. And those wants rarely, if ever, bring any sort of long term satisfaction, do they? You know, basically, human beings are like children with new toys. You remember on Christmas Day, you get a child a new toy, and there's an attention period where the toy is played with and interacted with, and then all of a sudden it's sitting in the corner with the rest of the toys. It hasn't done anything long term. And underlying those two basic categories of why we seek is the bubble that causes that, and that is the idea that we are lacking in something. Now, in the realm of true needs, food, clothing, and shelter, that's a very real world circumstance. You recognize you lack food and you seek food. You recognize you lack shelter or clothing and you seek those things out. Those are physical based needs. The needs that give the real trouble in life are the needs that we create at the egoic level, the needs we create at the level of mind, the wants. We fool ourselves in believing that we need certain things, when in truth, we simply want it, and we want it because we're hoping to get some sort of feeling from it, something that we feel we're lacking for ourselves. And it doesn't matter whether it's a new piece of lingerie or a new pair of yoga pants or a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend or a new love interest. It doesn't matter. If you're seeking outside of yourself to, in some way, fulfill some perception of a lack in yourself at that egoic level, it is doomed for trouble. That's just the truth of it. You see, you're manufacturing all of your existence from within. So within is where you must turn, and you've been trained your entire life to look without. To understand in some way that other people are mirrors unto you. But that isn't really the definition of it. You are a mirror unto the universe of yourself. It is your projection that you have of creation. You've created it, consciously or unconsciously. That's where your power lies, within you, within the projection that you are creating in every moment of your day. Seeking outside of yourself is a form of bondage. What are we willing to do for our wants when we're seeking outside of ourselves? You know, one of our very good friends who we love dearly had this when it came to getting involved in a long-term car purchase. It was a brand new car, and she was literally crying as the paperwork was in front of her to sign. We do this. We think that thing is outside of ourselves in some way, that's going to do it, that's going to make us happy in some way. And despite the long-term grief and problems that a high car payment of any sort makes for anybody, all of a sudden that new car isn't as sweet. It's not actually doing what it was supposed to do. And of course, that's when the problems begin. You are a complete and whole being already. Any concept that you are in some way incomplete, you've been programmed into or you've bought into, and it exists only at the level of your mind. If you seek outside of yourself, what tends to happen is you begin to sacrifice parts of yourself in order to gain what you perceive you want. So, in the case of you perceiving that you need love from outside of yourself, you gloss over when that man comes home drunk once every 2 or 3 weeks and abuses you. Or you gloss over the fact that you're treated as less than in some way. This is the way we sell ourselves out, and you can imagine what happens. We seek outside of ourselves, looking for some sort of fulfillment that can only at very best be transitory. We do not look inside of ourselves, and we create a dysfunctional experience with another, whether that's another person or another object. And we do so because as soon as we perceive that that object or person is no longer fulfilling what we needed from it or wanted from it, we're upset in some way. You're not supposed to. You should be doing this. I deserve to be treated this way. And if you're not being treated this way, you're upset at not being treated this way. Learning that you are the source of all abundance in your life is one of the best things you can do for yourself on a deep level of being. The love that you wish for yourself is something that all you must do is release from yourself out into the world. This is the reality of your existence. All the strength you ever need, all the purpose already exists within you. You are whole and complete right now. Stop seeking outside of yourself. It does have a purpose in the beginning, and that purpose is only to drive you to begin to look. And in this amazingly humorous journey in this physical realm we are in, we must look outside initially in order to be reminded to look inside. To be reminded that we came here with everything we ever needed. And that no object, no possession, no person will ever be fulfilling like knowing yourself fully will be. You are the source of love in the universe. You are the source of light that you wish for. You are the source of joy. You are the source of wonderment and awe. And you are the source of fulfillment unto yourself. Let go of seeking. Turn within, and you will find everything you need has been there all along. Namaste. Much love to you this Wednesday evening. Sorry for the little mix-up. You know, I would like to blame it on something else, but it's on me. I have a lot of stuff going on right now on a lot of different levels. And it gets a little bit confusing some days, but I got a handle on it. We'll talk again very soon. Have a wonderful Wednesday night. Take care.